Check, check, check. Still no sound? Come on, don't do me like that. Still no sound? Okay. You can hear me now? Okay, cool, 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 cool. There you go. All right, all right. Peace, 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 peace. Apologies for the delay and the hiccup on the audio. I hope you're doing well on this beautiful Friday. All right, okay. All right, yeah, we got the stuff together. Wow. Wow. All right, all right. All right, all right. Peace, 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 peace. I'm Rami the Moorish American. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. We have uh, the Rise of the Moor Wakefield Standoff trial summary, thoughts, and predictions. Now, was honestly right before this went live, I gotta send a shout out to True Science. Walaikum salam, good brother. Peace, 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 peace. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, right before I went live, uh, True Science, got to shout out True Science 151. Matter of fact, I'll pull the screen up so you can check it out for yourself. Let's see here. But this channel has been publishing the uh, the video from the trial. I've been following along and watching, but I also been working. So this is right here. If you go check out True Science, you see that right there. He's actually been posting up the case day by day. And what happened yesterday was the closing arguments for both the prosecution and the defense. Just to bring you up to speed, the Rise of the Moors is a militia group that had been practicing some kind of like sovereign citizen ideology. Got arrested um, July 3rd, 2021. Sheesh. 2021. Uh, been through a lot of legal proceedings over the past couple of years. A couple of weeks ago, the actual jury trial started. Um, and I don't want to even get into the specifics of the trial and what's been going on each day. I'm gonna go back, do some work on the footage, and get some timestamps to kind of summarize. Because to be honest with you, it's a lot of footage and a lot of just evidence and court proceedings, and so I don't want to just bore you necessarily with 20 hours of footage. I'm gonna do my best to condense it and give you a kind of summary of what's been going on. For today, though, what I will say, especially since they've had their closing arguments and now it's going to the jury for them to decide, I can speak a little bit about what was presented, or I should say, what wasn't presented. Um, what I found extremely interesting is neither the two people currently on trial are Jamal Latimer or Jamal Abdullah Bey, which is the leader of the Rise of the Moors, and Stephen Perez, also known as Lucha L, one of the members of the Rise of the Moor militia group. What I found interesting is neither of them took the stand in defense uh, and said their piece or testified that they were innocent or spoke. It really blew my mind. I guess I had assumed why. Of course they're gonna testify. Of course they're gonna proclaim their innocence and show and prove their knowledge of the law and why their ideology is correct. I felt like this was the moment, the stage that they had been asking for, that they had been waiting for, and they didn't do it. So I found that really interesting. Um, correct, correct. There. There's still others that have trials that are pending. I should say that to clarify. Uh, this is the first of the Rise of the Moors militia group members that have actually gone to trial. There have been three of them. There was 10 people arrested in total. Well, 11 that were taken into custody. One person was under 18, so they were released, or at least if that's what it seems like. I don't know if the records are sealed in that respect. Of the 10, three have since pled guilty and are serving, their prison time for the charges. One person has fled, and there's a warrant out for his arrest. And then the remaining several, I lost track, but the remaining several members, they are awaiting trial. These are the first two that have been up for trial. So that is just a summary of the group in total. But again, with the actual trial itself, I was blown away that Jamal didn't testify. I just thought it's no way that he wouldn't. I just assumed that this is the moment that he kind of has been waiting for, and the moment where he could display why he is correct and the law is correct in his favor in front of, everyone, and show and prove. Um, and I didn't see that happening. So that was strange. And I also found it interesting, and I'll show the footage more, when I get the an edited version down. Lucha L, one of his, one of the members that was down with Jamal, his attorney was presenting his defense that he just happened to be along for the ride. He wasn't, he didn't have anything to do with the planning or any of that stuff. He just happened to be along for the ride, and all of this stuff went down. And I just, it was shocking that was the defense. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was, it was shocking. You know, um, you know, yeah. I don't honestly. That's kind of. I wanted to have more to say, but man, to be honest, just listening to the case and how it was presented and hearing the prosecution, it was like very methodical, and they brought up the scientists and spoke about how they tested the bullets and confirmed this and went through the proceeding and what did you do and this, that, and the third, and um, then the defense didn't put up any really testimony other than, well, I don't want to speak too much on that. I don't, because we'll get the footage and we can watch it together. Um, but if anybody is watching, oh wait, okay, I see. Um, get your info, get your info straight, child, and stop misinforming the people. What? I don't know what you mean. Um, I will say that, in the court documents, it even says it was speaking to the motion, defendant's renewed motion for required finding of not guilty was denied after hearing. Without further argument, the motion is denied. As the co-defendants presented no evidence, the Commonwealth's case has not degraded since it rested. They didn't. Yeah, yeah. I guess so. They filed a motion for a required finding of not guilty, and that motion was denied. And it says it was denied because they didn't present any evidence. Um, yeah, and so they've selected the jury. They have the alternates, and they have a jury four-person already selected. And this was done yesterday, Thursday, June 13th. I don't believe they have court today to observe the religious rites, and so I think the deliberations continue or start back up Monday. Um, so that is the summary. I was wondering, other folks, the other person, if they made a further comment. Um, yeah, I was wondering, the folks watching, did you have predictions on what you think may happen with this case? Wanted to know y'all predictions. What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, these guys on trial after 3 years. Yes, it's been a long journey for these folks. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's another reason I'm gonna take my time with the footage, because uh it's not very I don't want to say entertaining, because it shouldn't be entertaining, but I'm just saying that it's not the most engaging. You have to really be interested in law and court proceedings and listen carefully. The footage quality is not necessarily 4K. So, but if you are truly interested in law and seeing how justice plays out here in the United States and the state of Massachusetts, then I invite you to check it out a little bit later. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. Um, Rob Bay, I don't know how I was misinforming people. If you wanted to speak on that, me, uh, yeah, yeah. They both had attorneys representing them and speaking for them in the case, which I also thought was a bit interesting, considering kind of what they espoused and spoke on for so long. And then once they were in the situation themselves, they resorted to getting a attorney, just like any other person. Sean Woodford Bay says sometimes it's best not to speak. You know, I uh, I do feel that. I do feel that. I think sometimes there is it is important not to speak. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it is important sometimes not to speak. You have two ears and one mouth, because we should listen twice as much as we speak. That's what I was trying to something, but I don't see it offhand. Let me search. I'm gonna come back to that, Sean Wolford. I appreciate that statement. It sparked a thought in me. What was I looking for? Apologize. Um, hmm. Let me see. I might have to pass on it today. Um, yeah, I might have to pass on it today. But it is something. It's something in that circle seven that I wanted to share with us all. But maybe today is not that day. Anywho, let me see back to the last comments. This is what Jamal wanted. He's making a statement by wasting all the time to prove how he and his followers are. Uh, Hmm. From my experience, when you go to trial knowing they got you dead to rights, you getting slammed. Jamal finna realize we tried to help him when we predicted this would happen 4 years ago. Powerful. Powerful. Sometimes it's best not to speak, especially. Mm, mm. Peace, peace, true science. True science says, I think they will be found guilty. That's one prediction that we were seeing. There's some powerful words here. Now that we see Jamal, is not standing on what he told everybody else to do, we see who the real coward is. That cuts deep. Facts of frauds. Peace, facts of frauds. I see in here. Peace, 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 peace. Any other predictions, folks? Any other predictions before I get up out of here? I'll share my prediction with you all in a moment. Oh, and also, that was another thing I want to mention. And you'll see in some of the footage, part of what was being presented to the jury is that it's called joint venture, which is like, dang, I just put it up. But joint venture, basically, the leader is, and the members that are following the leader, they all in it together. And that's the point that, Lucha L or Stephen Perez, his attorney was trying to separate himself and say, it can't be joint venture because, this person didn't know anything about what was going on. He just happened to be along for the ride. He wasn't down with the rise of the Moore militia. And the state of Massachusetts presented the evidence, which you see from the footage and the body camera footage, on how all of them were saying talk to Jamal and listening to what Jamal said, and Jamal was the leader, which is the evidence, in my opinion, the evidence that shows it was a joint venture. Yeah, yeah. It's called, formally it's called joint venture. Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. I just looked it up because I was trying to see the definition, and then something popped up that made it a little more understanding. Because it is kind of connected in terms of business, but there's an aspect of it in criminal law or law, as it relates to crime. Dang, I just had the thing open, but it basically was saying, I wanted to show the screen. It was saying it was like connected to aiding and abetting. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, yeah. In criminal law, a joint venture is when someone intentionally helps another person commit a crime. It's also known as aiding and abetting. There we go. But if you just look up joint venture definition, criminal or crime, you should be able to find it. Let's see. Predict a guilty verdict with long prison sentences for not only the current two, but also the others whose trials are still pending. Another question. If Jamal and Stephen Perez are found guilty, do you think the remaining Rise of the Moore militia group members will just plead out or ask to change their plea to a guilty plea, to avoid trial and maybe receive favor, since they already seen what happened to Jamal? Wondering your thoughts on that real quick. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. This person says Jamal effed up, but Allah is merciful. Man plans and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. That's interesting. True indeed. It's interesting. Interesting. At least they were smart enough to use an attorney, even though they still try to act like they represented themselves. Jamal knew what he was doing. Damn. I predict you would cry when found guilty. This person, what would we do when the real truth comes out? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? What's the real truth? Sean Woodford Bay, what's the real truth? Break it down for us one time. Let us know. Dang. Let's see. What's the real truth? Sean Woodford. What's the real truth? The ones who pled guilty already knows what is coming. Yeah. Yeah, now some of the ones that pled guilty, because they are facing some kind of long prison sentences, if or possible sentences. I believe it was about 10 years or up to 10 years. And the ones that pled guilty before this trial, they received like 2 years or 3 years in prison, and then 2 or 3 years of probation. And then some of that time was already served while they were still in jail and going through that. So it's not as much time in prison. But I don't know. If Jamal, they will be as lenient with him, especially having to have gone through the trial. It just seems like they may not lean towards leniency. That's if they're found guilty, that is. That's what's being deliberated now. Yeah. The ones who pled guilty were smart. This person says too late for the plea. Still waiting on Sean Woodford. Waiting on what's the real truth. In case we missed it. You know? Oh, that's interesting. Says Jamal wavered off his square in the administration of his demonstration. Therefore, he had to digress and hire an attorney. He most likely cooked. Oh. So do you believe if he hadn't have wavered off his square and the administration of his demonstration, if he didn't digress and hire an attorney, do you feel that he would be getting a not guilty verdict? Borrow? Just wondering if that's your perspective. Dang, I'm really trying to find that one line before I get up out of here, because I felt it was important. Wait, is it right here? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Dang. No. Pay the debts which you owe. No. Dang, it's a line in the Circle 7 that speaks about, like, if accused, maybe it's accused that I'm looking for. It speaks to this, like, this situation that I felt was a powerful line. But I'm not finding it. Let's see. Borrow. Just wondering what you thought. True Science said Jamal is smart for wavering off his square. Hey, man, Does anybody that's watching, y'all know what I'm talking about in the Circle 7? If I'm gonna find it after, and whenever I do, I'll post it in the comment section because I can't stay on here all day. I got to go. Predictions, thoughts, trial summary. My prediction. I believe unfortunately that they're gonna come back with a guilty verdict. Now, I'm also understanding I'm having some experience with court and just seeing how justice plays out. And you never pardon me, you never know. So they could happen to just have the benefit of the doubt, or the evidence that the state of Massachusetts presented, maybe it wasn't convincing enough. See, because if you're watching this, you might have more insight than the evidence that was presented. That being said, the evidence that was there is pretty cut and dry. So I don't really see how they would find the a not guilty verdict. But we shall see. I think that if he is found guilty, though, I do think the prison sentence is going to be harsh, or more harsh, particularly for Jamal, because he is the leader of the group, and I'm thinking they're going to make an example out of him, and in an effort to pretty much get the rest of the group members to understand, let's not waste people's time and money. You know, uh, that's my feelings on it. But I'm not from Massachusetts. I don't, I'm not the prosecution. I don't got no inside track on what the judge is, anybody like that is thinking. So who knows? Who knows? Oh wow. Wow. Say, we'll try. Oh, I thought you were saying that's what he did. Says Jamal will try to fraudulently save face and claim on social media accounts that he knew he wouldn't get a fair trial as an excuse for not standing up and standing by his illusions. Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning was for not testifying. It'll be interesting to see um, what he says, or if he cares to explain that. Um, I don't know. I just was certain, maybe that's my apologies for assuming, but I could not believe that the case closed and there was the closing arguments and he didn't testify. That like what else? I would think, what else do you have to lose? But then again, I'm not a lawyer or attorney, so, and I don't know their strategy with the case, so it's up in the air. But I appreciate folks for tuning in. Let's see here, a couple more. Hmm. He was assigned standby counsel. Uh, Also, he's listed on the docket. Jamal is listed as pro se, but he has standby counsel that seemingly took over. The truth is that them paying a price for the dumb teaching is necessary because they help destroy the Moorish image in America. A price needs to be paid for that. Man, that's a deep discussion that I love for us to get to once things, and I have more of my opinion to say once the case is like all the way settled. I don't want to share my opinion just yet on the whole entire thing and the effects and what it's done, but I have some thoughts on that. Um, Most likely, it will be the same result, remaining faithful, stand in honor. Nevertheless, he would have an appeal. Now he doesn't. So because he wavered off his square and he had to hire an attorney, he was most likely cooked. But if he didn't waive off his square, and he didn't hire an attorney, he still would most likely be cooked. All right, my guy. All right. All righty. Any other things before I get up out of here? They have no defense. Not much of a fight. I mean, that's the truth. And man, see, I don't want to say too much, but early on, a lot of their supporters was attacking me and, oh, you're a sellout, just for me literally covering the story that they got arrested and the facts of the case. Oh, Rami is a sellout. Rami is trying to help the colonizers, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking to myself, objectively speaking, the footage, that he had out, the camera footage that you see from the state trooper, he literally walks up on Jamal and they have the guns on him. That in that state, you can't do that. So in terms of a defense, it's not really much you can't really argue. Their whole argument was, oh, he should have never approached us because we didn't need help, or we didn't need to get pulled over because we was already pulled over. But it's like, he's a state trooper. He saw the cars pulled over. He went to check and see what was going on. You walked up and you had guns that you're not legally allowed to carry in that state. Like, regardless of your opinion on your feelings on the law, it's like, I don't say too much more, man. But man, what? All right. See, this is a problem, man. Most true prophets was killed marked criminals. Jamal is not greater than these. So now, borrow you're trying to associate Jamal with true prophets and say because he's charged with a crime, he's like other true prophets. I'm gonna go ahead and end it on that. I think you need some help, borrow. I think it's unwise to look at Jamal in the light of in that way. Uh, oh goodness. No, I'm not MERS. But I don't even feel like getting into all that, man. Atun Rayella, God bless you. For everybody else, thank you for watching. What I will do is, once the jury comes back with a verdict, I'll go live as soon as possible and get the information to you. I'm gonna work on trimming the footage down. That's a lot of footage, but I do want to get together just in terms of documenting the case and presenting it to the people. But that's gonna take some time. Just being honest with you, I got my hands in a lot of different pots right now, coaching and all sorts of stuff. But thank you very much for tuning in. Again, just the last clarity for people watching. If you're looking from the outside in, all Moors are not like the Rise of the Moor militia group or believe in sovereign citizen ideology or beliefs like that. There are Moorish Americans that are American citizens, just like any other American citizen, here to live in harmony, to obey the law, to love instead of hate. Um, and then you have these other individuals that are calling themselves Moors and mixing in sovereign citizen ideology and beliefs and doing things that are not cool. And I understand that it makes it appear as though all Moors are like that, but please understand that's not the case. Um, with that, love is the key. Love is the way. Much love to you and yours. Let's have a great day. Peace.